So it ain't gonna take you that long. So you click that button, and when you do, boom, just like that, map generated, your trust book. This structure is designed to operate your enterprise. And I finally got the opportunity to put this out so that you all know what I'll be talking about when I say click the link in the description, when you go to the description, and I'm gonna show you exactly what it's gonna look like for you once you get the email after you book. So the first thing that you're gonna see is an email that's gonna say, access your trust book GPS. It's gonna say download and review your execution plan. Send a copy to our team. The email is there. Review your execution path and come prepared with your questions. It doesn't matter how many questions you have. We'll have enough time to address each and every one of them. Click on the link and it's gonna take you right into the GPS. Nobody else map is gonna look like yours. Nobody else path to privacy and financial freedom is gonna look the same. That's what's so beautiful about this tool. But I wanna run through this map with you so that you know exactly what you're looking forward to or what's to come while you're in here, all right? So let's jump right in. So it says, Trust Book GPS, built around your situation, answer a few questions, and we'll map your structure step by step. Then you click on Begin Map. Let's say 8 minutes, 32 questions. But it goes by pretty fast. Don't worry. So first thing you're gonna do is put in your first name, whatever that may be, then your last name, right? Just putting in anything. Then you go, what are you trying to accomplish? Pick one. Are you trying to protect your assets, operate a business, create policy or create privacy, pass wealth to family, reduce personal liability? Or another option, you can put in something else. Maybe it's something down here that you want to build a trust for that's not listed. It's fine. Go ahead and put that in there. This is all about you. It's all about you. For me, I'm going to say create privacy because I know how much I love privacy. Oh, and passing wealth to family. And reducing personal liability. Who don't want to reduce their personal liability? And operate a business. And for you high achievers out there, forget it. Just put protect assets. You can click them all, or you can click one. Pass wealth to family. It doesn't matter. What matters most to you right now? What matters most to you right now? Since I put pass on wealth to family, I'm going to say growth. Now, some of these questions you only can answer one. Just keep that in mind. And that's done for a reason. Is this for just you and your family, a business, or a partnership? So I'm gonna click family. Again, you only can click one, right? Then I'm gonna go to the next screen when I hit next. Now, for any reason, if you want to go back, you can just hit previous phase and it'll take you back to that previous screen, right? So I'm gonna click continue. What assets do you currently have, right? Since these are square boxes, if you see those, that means you could pick more than one. And it also says check all that apply. So let's see, what assets do you currently have? Let's see, LLC, cash savings, vehicle and equipment, IP, investment, real estate. You can click all those if you got all of those things, but I'm gonna click just LLC and intellectual property. That's what I'm gonna pick. Just for the sake of demonstration, all right? Everybody's situation is gonna be different. How are these assets currently held? Okay, say in your personal name, I'm gonna say in my personal name, all right? It could be any of these. Which asset is most important to protect or control? Let's say IP. Since I put IP, I'm gonna put IP. You don't have to put IP. You can put whatever makes sense for you, right? And maybe the questions confuse you, which is fine. Just go change your answer, go back to the previous screen. You can go backwards, you can go forwards. You can take your time, however you wanna do it. This is not gonna time out on you or nothing like that. Take your time and do it. And I think you can do it more than once. We'll get to the back, pause. We'll get to the end of it, and I think it says you can take it at least 3 times. You could do this 3 different times without it locking up on you. Who is involved in your situation? I'm gonna say no one else. Do you currently have someone you trust to manage assets on your behalf? Do you currently have someone you trust to manage assets on your behalf? Let's just say not sure. Because if you've been watching the series, you probably figuring out, if you haven't set up a trust, you're probably figuring out like how all this gets put together. You may not have. I haven't even put out the Trustee series yet. Once I put out that Trustee series, you might be more inclined to click either yes or no, right? Because you're gonna know what qualifications a trustee must have, all that good stuff. What you do if the trustee don't have the qualifications, how to get them qualify, all that is in that trustee series. And it's after this. It'll be Thursday. Part 1 will be Thursday. Would you be open to having someone independent, not family, involved in control? Now, we've talked about on this series many times, different series, hiring versus training people close to you, doing it all in-house, right? So you make that decision. I'm going to say maybe. Right? Why limit yourself? Now let's look at control, right? This is where most structures fail. Right now, who controls your assets? Be honest. You can take this 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. You can take this 3 times, but be honest, right? And try different scenarios if you need to. Let's say I do. Right now, who benefits from these assets? So since I said IP, and since I said IP, I'm going to put mixed. I'm being random here. I want you to be real here, right? But you get 3 different chances to be real. Do you want to continue controlling everything personally? Now, if you know anything about any of the content on this channel, that should be triggering, right? We talk about things being triggering all the time. That question should be triggering. Do you want to continue controlling everything personally? I'm just going to put, I want structured control. I'm gonna put I want structured control, and I'm gonna hit continue. Okay, let's identify the pressure points where your structure will be tested. Are you concerned about lawsuits, taxes, public exposure, business liability, family disputes, right? Are you concerned about any of these things? If you are, check them. And if you notice these square boxes here, you can pick more than one. I'm going to put lawsuits. I'm going to put taxes. I'm going to put public exposure, right? I'm going to put that. Have you already set up any structure? Honestly, be honest right here. Since I put business earlier, it makes sense to put LLC. Right? But you also have none and you also have both. So if you already set up a trust, no matter how big it is or what assets you have in there, you can click trust. If you have an LLC and a trust, click both. If you have neither, an LLC or a trust, of course, click none. So I'm going to click both, right? I'm going to click both. Do you feel your current setup actually protects you? I'm going to put not sure, because we're using this Trust Book GPS to hip us and expose our weak points and give us a roadmap of what we need to do or what we already have in place that's helping us, all that good stuff. So I'm going to put not sure because we want to put this thing to work, right? Plus, you want to have these questions and get this feedback from me when you get on the phone call. Almost there. Let's sharpen the output. Your words shape the map, okay? I might have to put this microphone down, might clip it on my shirt or something, or clip it on my hat so that I can use both hands. If something went wrong today, what would you want protected first, right? Let me see. Let me hold on. I hope this not too distracting, y'all. But I've been very kind of OCD about my audio. Like I got to get a new mic because I feel like I'll be hearing a lot of echo. I don't know if it's distracting for y'all when y'all watching the video. So I'm really OCD about the audio being clear and not distracting. So speak plainly. If something went wrong today, what would you want protected first? My family and the earnings. Language, good people, language. That's why I really go over definitions so much. And I talk so much at length about details because the devil is in the details. And when it comes to trust and taxes and, assets, and wealth, you need to speak the language. So earnings, it matters. And the earnings from the businesses. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. You can put whatever you want. What success looks like for you. Describe the outcome you're after. Privacy and protection from third parties who seek to profit from personal liability. It's not really a word salad. If you know, you know, but in a nutshell, this is really what it's all about. So we're gonna keep that and move forward. So you click continue. Last stretch. Let's inventory your paperwork. We organize what you have. We name what's missing. Have you already created a trust indenture or are you still in the planning stage? We will be doing an extensive series or maybe just one long video on the trust indenture. Maybe I'll comment below if you want me to create or comment below if you would like to see a video where we outline all of the specific sections of a trust indenture and a distinction between a declaration of trust and a trust indenture, because there is a difference. Comment below if you want those two videos created, all right? I need to know. So again, Have you already created a trust indenture, or are you still in the planning stage? Let's say still planning, right? Because you have not talked to me. You have not got the results from your GPS. So we just gonna say still planning. Which trust-related documents do you currently have? Select all that apply. Which trust-related documents do you currently have? Do you have an indenture? Do you have a tax ID or EIN? Do you have a Schedule A? If you don't know what that is, no worries, you're on the right channel. I'm gonna show you what a Schedule A is, what needs to go on it. Trustee minutes / resolutions, another key document in your trust book. Certification of trust. Of course, you know you need that when you're doing any type of transacting with the public and you need to represent the trust, or not yet. Since you're still planning, let's just say you have an EIN, right? And not yet, right? You got a business, right? But that's it. Have you selected your trustee and any co-trustees? Let's just say still considering, because like I said, the trustee series on qualifications, who's qualified, how to get them qualified, all that good stuff is coming on this Thursday. So you might not want to miss that one. Have you identified your beneficiaries and organized their contact info? I'm going to say identified, not organized, because as you know, a beneficiary does not have to be an actual human being, right? It can be a person. Look up the definition of person. You need to know these things if you're trying to save your money and keep it protected and not have to pay a lot of tax on it. You need to know these terms. Person is a term. Let's keep going. Do you have a written list of everyone involved? Trustees, beneficiaries, advisors. All right, so I'm gonna say partially because naturally I just live in that area sometime. Have you started an asset schedule of what will go into the trust? I'm gonna say not yet, but you might say completed. You might say started. This is all uniquely catered to you, right? Do you have proof of ownership for the assets you plan to place into the trust? Do you have titles? Do you have deeds, statements, certificates? Do you have proof of ownership? If you do, you already know what you need to be doing, because what does ownership create? Drop it in the comments. Answer that question. What does ownership create? It's one word. I'm gonna just leave it at that. All of them, some, none. Okay, let's just say some. We're gonna say some. Have any assets already been transferred into the trust? I'm gonna say not yet, because again, you watching this channel, you booked the call, you have your GPS, you trying to figure this whole thing out. This is where you're supposed to start. So I'm just gonna say not yet. Do you have trustee acceptance documents, agreements, or certifications prepared? All these are documents that are found in your trust book. If you're not familiar with this, or these terms look unfamiliar and new and brand new, and you like trustee acceptance documents, agreements, like what do you need to be on this channel? You need to subscribe right now, because I've talked about all of these, and I will be doing individual videos on all of these. Remember, Wealth Locked In is about setup and management and administering your trust. Once you have these foundational principles down, you can do what you want to do. So you got to get the foundation. And that's really what this channel is about, the foundation, all right? Because the things that you can do with it, we couldn't cover that on this channel. Like, it's just too many. Everybody's so unique, which makes this Trust Book GPS system and tool that much more beneficial to you. Do you have trustee acceptance documents, agreements, or certifications prepared? No. Have you held or planned any trustee meetings or documented decisions? No. Planned. Let's say planned but not held, because you may know, I want to put this in a trust, or I would love to put that in a trust, right? These are things that you be thinking about, like, ooh, I got my business and it's doing well, or I got a brand new business and I want it to do well, whatever. So you want to situate things correctly. So let's just say you plan to put it in trust, but it's not in there yet. That's why you're watching this channel. That's why you're getting the Trust Book GPS. So plan, not held. Do you have any financial accounts, bank or brokerage, connected to the trust? No. Connected to the trust. So your Robinhood, all that stuff. Business bank account, is it connected to the trust? Does your trust have a bank account? Answer that question according to those. Are there contracts, property documents, or agreements tied to assets going into the trust? If you know, the trust, it lives and dies on agreements and contracts. It's not a human. It needs agreements written in black and white so that the trustees can hold the contractor to the legal standard. So are there contracts, property agreements, or agreements tied to the assets going into the trust? Let's just say not sure. That's my printer in the background, y'all. I hope this is making sense. I want to just talk to you briefly for a second while my printer finished cleaning itself. Do you have a cat? I grew up with cats. I know you're probably like, what is he talking about? But I grew up with cats, and I always remember how clean cats are. They always licking themselves. I feel like I got a brother printer, it's like a big old printer, and it be cleaning itself all the time. It's like the cat printer. It's the cat printer. Okay, let's go. Do you have a system, folder, binder, digital file, where all trust documents are stored? I'm just gonna keep going. I hope it's not too distracting in the background. I got this microphone dang near in my mouth, so I'm sure y'all can hear me. Do you have a system, folder, binder, digital file where all trust documents are stored? I'm gonna say not yet. I'm assuming that the person who's gonna use this tool is learning, right? Didn't even know that trust was possible. And now you figuring out like, wow, I can open up a trust. You mean I don't have to be a multimillionaire to have a trust? But I'm a single parent, but I'm a young single individual. I don't have a lot of money. I haven't even been working for a long time. You mean to tell me I can start a trust? Yes. And if you start a trust before you have children, your children born under that trust, what do that make your children? Leave it in the comments. If you have a trust and your child is born while the trust is operating and they become a beneficiary, what are those children considered? Leave it in the comments. What feels most confusing or missing right now when it comes to organizing your trust paperwork? Maybe what goes into the trust book? What documents go into the trust book? Who needs to be involved in the document setup? Don't you think that's fair, right? That's fair. I think that's a fair response. Now, if you haven't noticed, it says generate my trust book. So that means we're at the end, right? It won't take you as long as it took me because I'm talking to y'all. You probably just gonna sit there and do the thing, right? So it ain't gonna take you that long. So you click that button, and when you do, boom, just like that, map generated, your trust book. This structure is designed to operate your enterprise through a structured trust layer based on your current situation. Everybody's situation is gonna be different. That's why I'm so pumped up about this. This is bananas that we can do this now. Like the technology and all of that stuff, it's just amazing. Now we got some structural risk, right? We got some recommended structure, right? And then we got your execution path. And it tell you where you at. Independent trustee, introduce adverse party. If you don't know what an adverse party is, subscribe or look it up. It's up to you. I would subscribe and look it up. Declaration of trust, exchange assets, operate properly, structure control. Detailed steps. They give you the detailed steps. Introduce independent trustee. Create the declaration of trust. Establish initial corpus. Exchange IP into trust. Separate operations from ownership. Define beneficiary distribution rules. Structure exchanges with proper records and tax review. Begin structure operation. What will break this structure? Very important. I think we lose the fact that we learn so much from our failures. Like we need to really lean in to our failures. And this tool recognizes that because I made it. I care about the failure. You learn from that. Acting as both controller and beneficiary. If you know, you know. You can't do that. I mean, you can, whatever type of structure you built, if it's statutory, and you don't mind having a liability for the assets in trust, then yeah, you can be the controller and the beneficiary. It's all good if it makes sense for you. Failing to follow trustee authority and mixing personal and trust assets. It's called commingling, another term. Look it up. This execution map reflects your current situation. If your structure does not match your reality, it will not hold. Then you can start over. I'm not gonna click that because we don't want to start over. I'm sure y'all want me to click export as PDF because the PDF that you get when you click export PDF is what you're going to send me. And I could be prepared for our conversation. Because this is just one part of using this Trust Book GPS. The other part is you get to talk to me about it and ask any more questions that you may have, which I'm nervous and excited about because I know y'all some pretty savvy people out there. Y'all have different experiences and stuff like that. So y'all questions will be well welcomed, of course. I'm not going to shy away from nothing. But you know how it is when you be a little nervous and a little excited. So we're going to click Export Trust Book GPS, right? I'm not sure if you're going to be on a Mac or a PC, but on the Mac, it pull up like this. I can print it. But for me, I'm going to hit Save as a PDF. I'm going to download this thing really quick. Okay. So here we are. You got your name up here. You see your name right here? This where your name gonna be, right up here. Boom. Nice to meet you, by the way, whoever you are. Nice to meet you. Built from your situation, design for structure control. All right? Your objective. Boom. These are your answers. Let me try and, I'm gonna do this one page at a time. It's gonna be a lot easier to do it that way. I could just page up, page down. Okay, excellent. Let's do read mode, y'all. All right, so it's gonna start off here. Your structure, based on your answers, based on your situation, your current situation. The architecture, here's your recommended structure. Grantor, the type of trust. Based on your answers, the type of trust. But in this case, based on my answers, the type of trust. Business trust with a manager layer. So it's saying business trust with the manager layer. So if you know, you can contract as the grantor, the settlor, the trustor. You can contract with the trust to be a general manager. And in this situation, it's saying that based on our answers, that will be the best way to do it. Your execution path. I shouldn't glaze over trustee and beneficiary, but you see them. Yours may be different, but you see. Your execution path. Introduce independent trustee is the first thing you need to do. And number 2 is create the declaration of trust. Number 3, establish initial corpus, exchange IP into trust, separate operations from ownership, define beneficiary distribution rules, structure exchanges with the proper records and tax review, begin structure operation. If you really want to set up a trust and manage your wealth and mitigate your responsibility when it comes to how much you earn, this has got to be exciting. Then you got your different steps. And you go through this, and you look at this, and you read this, and then you ask any questions that you may have. Too easy, right? End of the document. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Don't forget to get this trust book GPS, okay? Don't forget to click the link in the description to get this trust book GPS. Sign up to the school community waitlist because it's gonna go down in there. It's going to go down in there. I'm so freaking excited. Also, the What is a Trust ebook. Another valuable tool that you can look at to just prepare yourself. Wrap your mind around the fact that this is possible for you and you don't have to be a millionaire. One brick at a time. One small step at a time, okay? One step at a time. I don't know what else to say. I'm so passionate about this. I'm so excited when I think about regular people being able to set up and manage private trust. I mean, could you imagine partnering with like-minded individuals privately and being successful? It's so many stories out here that I've come across in case law and in these encyclopedias and literature and stuff like that on the subject where they came together, like-minded individuals came together and built empires. They didn't necessarily they may not have liked each other at all, but they came together for a common cause and it changed lives and still operate today. I know y'all know the big names, Rockefellers, Bilderbergs, the DuPonts. I know y'all know those big names, but there's a lot of smaller names out here that are responsible for a lot of the luxuries and things that we take for granted. And it all started with something simple like a trust. So let's just keep that moving forward. We got a lot of money in this day and age in 2026. So many opportunities with AI and technology. The sky is the limit. And I just want to see what you build. That's all. So until next time, peace.
Building up the legacy, we here to play hopeless. Family first, that's the motto we live by. Stacking up the paper, aiming for the sky high. Finances on point, we taking no risks. Investing in the future, laying down the bricks. Generational wealth, that's what it's all about. Leaving a legacy that'll never be drowned. Teaching the young ones the knowledge we've earned. Making sure they understand life lessons they've learned. Giving them the tools to go with dreams. Building a family empire that's more than it saves.